Hello, everyone. Today I'll be discussing impact assessment and change management, the two key concepts in sustainable project management. As project managers, our responsibility goes beyond completing projects on time, within budget, and according to scope. We also need to consider how our decisions affect people, the environment, and long-term success of our organizations. The three discussion questions I'll present today are based on this week's readings and are designed to encourage us to think about how sustainability can be integrated into project management. My goal is to start a conversation and some thought processes and creative thinking about making decisions that create lasting value rather than focusing on only short-term results. My first question is, how should project managers address the trade-offs between environment, society, and economy during decision-making for projects if an improvement in one area could result in deterioration of another? One of the biggest challenges in sustainable project management is balancing competing priorities. For example, choosing environmentally friendly materials could increase project costs or extend the schedule. At the same time, selecting the least expensive option could create larger environmental impacts or higher operating costs over the life of the project. The PMI GPM P5 standard encourages project managers to balance the needs of people, planet, and prosperity instead of focusing on just one outcome. Because there is rarely a perfect solution, project managers need to evaluate trade-offs, involve stakeholders in decision making, and they need to use impact assessment tools to make informed choices. As you think about this question, consider whether sustainability should ever take priority over cost and schedule, or if all three should always be balanced equally. For my second question, why is there resistance to implementing sustainability measures by organizations despite the clear benefits that such measures hold for the future? How can change management help address this issue? Although many organizations recognize the long-term benefits of sustainability, implementing change can still be challenging. Employees often resist change because they're comfortable with existing processes or uncertain about how new initiatives will affect their daily responsibilities. The readings from Jessica and colleagues and Schaltiger and colleagues emphasize that leadership communication and organizational culture are essential to successful change management. Leaders who clearly explain the purpose of sustainability initiatives, encourage employee involvement, and maintain open communication are much more likely to gain support throughout the organization. As you think about your own workplace, consider what barriers you've seen, what new processes or technologies have been introduced. For my final question, sustainable changes may come at an increased cost up front. How can a project manager evaluate whether the eventual environmental or social returns will be worth the initial cost? Many sustainability projects require larger investments at the beginning. Examples can include electric vehicles, renewable energy systems, or energy efficient facilities. While these options may cost more initially, they often provide significant environmental, operational, and financial benefits over time. Project managers can use tools like life cycle assessment, or LCA, to evaluate environmental impacts throughout the entire life cycle of a project. They can also use social return on investment, or SROI, to measure the broader social and environmental value created in addition to financial returns. Another important consideration includes reducing a project's carbon footprint and evaluating both short-term performance and long-term project success. Looking beyond initial costs allows organizations to make more sustainable decisions that can create value for stakeholders over time. I'd like everyone to consider this question. Would you support a project with higher upfront costs if it produced significantly greater environmental and community benefits over the long term? Why or why not? These discussion questions were developed using this week's readings, including PMI GPM Practice Guide and P5 Standard, Carbonized Project Sustainability Reporting Guide, and the assigned research articles on sustainability and change management. Thank you all for your time. I look forward to hearing your thoughts and discussions on these concepts and how they can be applied within your own organization and future projects.